voice. I blew out my throat while yelling at today's manga. Thanks, Doc. So today we once again take another foray into pedophilia pandering.
Pay no attention to the title of today's video. This manga has Diddy Kong to do with Lolicon Saga. But the Japanese title is this ridiculous monstrosity and the English title isn't much better. So in a cynical grab for search power, we named the video after our first review, which was hands down our most popular video for a while. I just really hope not, because people were looking for Lolicons on YouTube.
And if you can believe it, this manga is even creepier than Lolicon Saga. And that manga featured women who never grew past the age of 12 being attacked by tentacle demons.
Let's start with a personal complaint. I love frilly lingerie like this. I think they look great on women. Not so good on 12-year-olds. Oh, and we had to pull out the censoring kit for this review, so you've been warned. We've got this cat who's been watching this small boy for a while, except he can tell she isn't a cat and is tired of being watched.
Marika, were you watching that child again? It's so sad. He's going to die.
I always like to start out my Lolicon porn with child mortality.
Marika, you can't get involved with his life cycle. You know the law.
I would like to note that the exposition fairy is the only other loli witch we see for most of this story. The style that she and the other witches wear is known as Gothic Lolita.
I don't get it.
So we follow Dragon Dick home.
Brat, where's the booze?
I couldn't buy any because you didn't give me any money.
Smash! How dare you disrespect your perfect, brilliant, reverential mother? I should never have given birth to you.
Maybe you shouldn't have.
Excellent thought. Let's reset the clock.
So just to confirm, this manga that I know features lots of sex with girls that have the bodies of 12-year-olds starts off with a mother attempting to strangle her son.
Sexy!
The cat watches on and then a box falls off a shelf on the mom's head? Did Marika magic it off or something? I couldn't tell.
Oh God, what did I do?
And then God comes over the loudspeaker to inform her that she is banished from her world, whatever the hell that is. Since she is stuck in the human world and she did save his life, Dragon Dick promises to take care of her. Cut ahead, I don't know, 6-7 years, it's hard to tell. Marika and Dragon Dick are living in an orphanage. She stays home since her body doesn't age while Ryo goes to school. He comes back and they take a bath together. Did you keep your promise?
Here, take this.
What he's talking about is obeying the rules of her exile. She can't allow anyone to find out she is a witch, she can't use magic, and she can't have sex with a human. If she doesn't break any of these rules, then someday she will be allowed to return home. It's become something of a theme on this show that God has very poorly defined contracts. Oh, and apparently the sex rule doesn't include Ryo fingering her in the tub.
Oh, but don't worry. Witches live to be 1,000, so she is much older than Ryu. So this isn't a 16-year-old fingering a 10-year-old. This is an 80-year-old being fingered by a 16-year-old.
Now you're talking.
It looks like someone has an interest in adopting Dragon Dick, even though he's mostly grown at this point. I have no successor for my business because my actual son is a moron, so I figured I'd just adopt some random kid with good grades and promise to give him control of my corporate empire when I die. With a parenting ethic like that, it's no wonder your son didn't turn out too bright.
I'm gonna keep ragging on this guy because I just cannot fathom his thought process. Your actual son is too stupid to give a company to, so you'll just buy a new son. And we'll just assume this will not cause any resentment in his son, because the leprechauns gave him a pot of gold, so he doesn't need a job.
Dragon Dick insists that if he is adopted, then Marika must also be adopted, who he is claiming is his sister. 5 years later, and porn! Since they can't have sex, they just masturbate each other. Reminder, she is way older than him. But as long as they both finish before the maids check on them, then no one suspects a thing. So Marika gets tutors while DD attends high school? I thought he'd be in college by now. How old was he when they had that bath scene?
This manga, It's just so poorly presented, I can't even
Here, try this for your cough.
What am I supposed to do with this?
It's covered in medicine, just lick it.
Now, of course, he's super popular in school, but he only has eyes for what everyone thinks is his little sister. But when he comes home, he sees the tutor is touching Marika! He reacts very reasonably. He then throws Marika on the bed, and that panty shot was totally necessary, since on the very next page he strips her down. He stops short of having sex with her, but then we cut to him having sex with a random chick. She doesn't have a name, and frankly the bad art makes her look exactly like Marika, except for the boob size. Then, of course, Marika starts to feel left out since he isn't molesting her anymore. Then, World's Greatest Dad, trademark, tells Dragon Dick that he should marry the daughter of some random company CEO. Then he all but threatens to put Marika out on the street if he doesn't bend to his will.
This is followed by drama, 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 and drama.
Director, how is the merger going? Has your son accepted the engagement?
He might turn it down. I may have to leave my company to you, my nephew.
This is how people talk to family, right, nephew?
The girl Dragon Dick is dicking comes to the house to return his phone. But lo and behold, he's been saying Marika's name during sex.
I thought she was an ex. He's the worst, the Lolicon perverted bastard. Tell him I said that. Rio said my name while having sex with other women? I'm so happy.
Why?
So then Dragon Dick comes home, and she seduces him. She has decided to have sex with him. I would snark at this if it didn't make me feel like termites were devouring my toenails. So I'm just gonna move on. He doesn't have sex with her because bullshit, and then agrees to the arranged marriage because elephant shit. Marika cries her eyes out on a page that has absolutely no backgrounds when suddenly other witch appears.
I finally got permission to see you. Don't worry, you'll be allowed to come home on the next full moon.
Again with these bizarre stipulations, God. Is Phoenix Wright your legal counsel? World's Greatest Dad, trademark, is talking to his nephew. I didn't promise to leave the company to you. I'm leaving it to my son.
But you aren't blood related.
It doesn't matter. Someone competent will succeed me.
Shitty old man.
Okay, hold on. Let's rewind this video a bit. Your actual son is too stupid to give a company to, so you'll just buy a new son. So, you had a perfect setup for the jealous son angle, but instead, he gets killed off by his nephew, who was barely even set up. I can't even comprehend how poorly structured this goddamn story is!
Here, swallow this.
This is a Rubik's Cube.
Do you want some water with it?
As a spineless coward who just accidentally almost killed his uncle, obviously the next step is to burn down his uncle's house with his family still inside it.
Obviously.
Cousin has gone nuts and plans to stab them both up while the house is burning down. Now, just to drive home how well-designed this fight scene is, I drew up some very scientific diagrams. Cousin lunges forward with a knife and Dragon Dick knees him in the gut, which is exactly what you should do if someone attacks you with a knife. He falls back, and then Marika falls backwards, but somehow ends up between them. At least I assume she does, because why else would Dragon Dick need to dive in front of the knife instead of, I don't know, punching the twat in the face?
That's a good fight choreography. Mwah!
And then, I don't know, he gets knocked out and drops the knife? Marika, did you use your magic? What? I don't know. You never established what her magic can do. For all I know, he just had a heart attack.
Oh, Rio, I want to have sex with you so bad that I don't care if I never get to go home.
And then they have sex while the house burns down. I do not care how badly you want to have sex. Leaving the burning building takes precedence. And apparently this whole horrible melodrama has been a tale that Marika's friend was telling to some other lowly witches.
What happened to them? I don't know. I couldn't feel her presence anymore. It's a story from 100 years ago. It's kind of romantic.
No, it's really not.
Now that's the end of that train wreck of a barely coherent porn. But that's not the end of this manga. It was simply the longest tale in a collection of 4. And it was clearly the most important of the 4, so I'll cover the other 3 in a condensed form.
Ding dong! Hello, I'm a witch, and I fell in love with you at first sight. Didn't you touch my body a lot and tell me I was cute?
Whoa, 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 watch what you're saying!
The follow-up chapters to this manga are actually kind of funny.
The first chapter was chock full of terror-bad melodrama. The 3 shorter chapters are basically boy meets girl romps. As such, they have a little fun with the absurdity of ancient witches in the bodies of 12-year-old girls. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's way more readable. So, of course, the new witch was referring to him petting her in her cat form. She forces her way into his life and even follows him to school in pixie size. Now that's magic. Then some made-up conflict about not using magic to make food, blah 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 blah, they end up together.
I'll wait to have sex with you until you've grown up a bit.
By the way, how old are you?
75.
I did the conversion on that into human years. She's about 7 years old. Ew.
Next story has this guy waking up from a night of drinking with a strange woman in his bed. What the hell? Why did I pick up a girl this young?
Don't you remember? I saved your drunk ass from getting hit by a car, so now you owe me your life.
You saved my life, so now I'm your servant cliche.
And if you don't obey me, I turn you into a bunny rabbit.
And nothing really happens. They do the old will they won't they dance. This one is probably the most graphic of all the stories. She sees his willy rise up in the bath.
No. We can't have sex until I've grown up a bit. I'll grow a bigger butt and boobs. Just wait another 50 years.
Could you maybe magic that to be a little faster?
But you said you'd wait.
See? Kind of funny.
The last chapter is really short and features twice as many lolis. This guy brought home some cats and surprise, they were witches. Then they pop out and he reacts as if the revelation of magic witches is a mild inconvenience. Can you give me the 300,000 yen I paid for you two? So, of course they can, and they agree to be his servants.
I'm not playing the clip again.
I wonder if I should have you take care of me in bed as well.
Me first, eh?
Which of you is older?
We're both 30.
Oh dear God! On my conversion chart, that makes them 3!
So he has sex with both of them. Next morning...
Was our work worth 30,000 yen?
Let me think. Give it about another 20 years of work.
That comes out to 41 cents a day. This guy is an asshole.
They go off to have more sex.
Oh dear, he can't go on anymore. We better cast some restoration magic. Let's not let him sleep for the next 20 years.
The end.
This manga, it's just really shit. Not just because of the underage girls, though that does not help.
What makes this worse than Lolicon Saga is that Lolicon Saga was dumb to the point of being self-aware. City full of loli women that are attacked by tentacle demons and are protected by ninjas and warrior monks. But this manga tries to play its stupid concepts straight with romance and bullshit family drama. But the addition of serious elements just makes their attempts to have drama around magic loli witches even dumber. Add on to that the horrible art where all the women have the same face regardless of age, and I simply can't believe this was even published.
Someday, I may find a lolly romance that isn't shit. But until that day, I will continue to mine their shittiness for views. Till next time, I'm Plutoburns, and this has been Eagleland.